Hello, 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 and welcome to Snippets and Possibilities with Rachel. And today I've got this lovely number with me, Divorceless Relationships, which is a phenomenal book by, I don't know if you could see, by Gary Douglas, the founder of Access Consciousness. And speaking of Access Consciousness and the clearing statement and all that good stuff, there you go. It's on the bottom of the video. You could go to theclearingstatement.com or accessconsciousness.com and get lots of really cool information about lots of really cool classes and courses and books and information and clarity about all sorts of this fun stuff that we've got. And today's little snippet is on page 35 for anyone who has the physical book. And it is the tool, It's Just an Interesting Point of View. Because I put up a post. I came across a post in my memories from Facebook that has a white horse and a black horse looking at one another face to face. And there's a question there about allowance, right? And allowance is everything is just an interesting point of view. And I'll just give you a previous little snippet. Judgment creates polarity, and there's no freedom in polarity. There's only positive or negative, right and wrong, good or bad, black or white, kind of thing. Every time you create or judge a judgment, and I'm speaking about black or white, don't go into any other more dramatic stuff than I just illustrated it with two different horses in my graphic. Go to my Facebook page if you'd like to see it. But anyway, every time you create a judgment, nothing, and this is huge, every time you create a judgment, nothing that doesn't match your judgment can come into your awareness. That's really fascinating. And it just ADD brain, not only am I, person, certified facilitator, etc., but I've got like a million things going through my head all at the same time, going, pick me, pick me, pick me. And so, yeah, sometimes I kind of go everywhere, but that could be a snippet in and of itself, actually. Allowance is being an interesting point of view without having a specific point of view. In other words, no weight or density or heaviness to it. But anytime you do have the perfect answer, the perfect conclusion, the exact right thing, right judgment for you, nothing that doesn't match it, nothing that's not like it, nothing that doesn't vibe like it, nothing that's like that judgment can ever come into your awareness at all. So you don't even see that it exists. You have to let go of judgment in order to have the freedom of you. And how do you do that? This is where we're going into page 35 and the tool. What would it be like to have no point of view about anything? Not to insist that you are right or wrong, or that you are good or bad, or that you are black or white or anything else, but to see everything, that's everything, as just an interesting point of view. The truth is that everybody's point of view is just their point of view. There is no right, nor wrong, nor good, nor bad. It is all just a point of view. What if you were willing to look at everything and go, wow, that is an interesting point of view? Look at nature. Think of a spring day when all is calm and beautiful, and suddenly there is a volcanic eruption that kills lots of people and animals and destroys the land. Does nature have a point of view about this? No, it just is. Have you ever wondered why being in nature feels so good? It is because nature has no point of view. So here's a tool that you can use that will give you huge amounts of freedom. We invite you to use it continuously for 1 full year. For every point of view that you have, and you notice that you have, say, interesting point of view, I have this point of view. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view. And then let it go. At some point while doing this, you will suddenly get to the recognition that you really have no point of view about much of anything. Even the points of view that you keep hearing and perceiving from other people just become interesting points of view. You no longer have the point of view that any of it belongs to you. You don't have to take a point of view, and you never have to be right. The beauty of this is that once you never have to be right, you can just be correct. Because when you judge you, are you an allowance of you? Would you be willing to notice when you are taking a point of view about yourself and say, interesting point of view, I have this point of view? When you realize that everything is just an interesting point of view, all of a sudden you ask, what would I like to choose here? You're in a place where choice begins and rightness ends. Mic drop, baby. Choice begins and rightness ends. When you're doing rightness, all choice ceases, because you cannot have rightness and choice together. And there's more. There's plenty more. This is an amazing book. And by the way, if you really want to delve into it, we just had a week 3 of 10 calls about the book and going through section by section of the book and through all the tools. My friend Rihanna Demar and I are doing that and loving it and enjoying it. And you're invited to join us if you like. It's send me a message if you would like to join, or I'll put the link maybe beneath this video. If you are interested, it's absolutely phenomenal. But I want you to look at this. The interesting point of view. So how many times have you, and I know in one of the videos in January, we spoke about are using a tool as a weapon or as a tool, right? Interesting point of view is one of those tools where so many people go to weaponize it rather than having the freedom that it gives you. Because if you notice what Gary was saying in here is, as soon as you let go of having to have a particular point of view, having to have a particular sense of rightness, choice begins. Choice begins and rightness ends. You suddenly have anything and everything available to you. You could still have your preference, whether you like sushi or whether you don't like sushi, but it isn't this like, ooh, I don't do that. No. Interesting point of view. I have this point of view that I don't like sushi. Not in my case, but somebody's case. How many things have we eliminated from our life because we've held on to a point of view that's a conclusion, an answer, an assumption that then, remember what we read before? Every time you have a judgment or create a judgment, nothing that doesn't match it can come into your awareness. How much do you eliminate from having that you truly could have and that you truly could be and that you truly could enjoy because it doesn't align with the point of view that you've had of how things, quote unquote, should be? And what would be possible if you would be willing to just willing, like that word is just so phenomenal. If you would just open up to that willingness to explore, to the willingness to wonder, the willingness to play, the willingness to receive, the willingness to perceive, which does not exist when you're living in a world of very, very fixed points of view. So I wonder, I'm curious, what would it be like if every point of view that you'd have, if every point of view that you've been holding on to, if every point of view that maybe you've made like the big important thing in your life, you would be willing to see it as an interesting point of view rather than, it has to be one particular way. Like, what else would you be able to perceive, to see, to invite, to receive from, if it didn't look like what you'd already prejudged that it should be. So, just to give you an idea, the thing that I would see a lot when it came to using this tool as a weapon, not in allowance, but in utter assholeness, really, for lack of a better word, would be like, interesting point of view, you have this point of view. Oh, well, it is an interesting point of view that person has that point of view, because, they have a point of view. I don't know why my hair's bugging me, but whatever. Interesting point of view. My hair's bugging me. I'm just going to take this little thingy out. Interesting point of view. I have this point of view. Interesting point of view. The other person or you watching has that point of view. An interesting point of view, really, that I have this point of view about your point of view. How can I receive you if I'm busy judging you? How can I be grateful for you if I'm busy trying to get you to be just another mini me? And what if we no longer had to do any of that stuff? What if we could appreciate the unique perspective of different people's points of views? That's what makes the world a richer place to live in. And when we're in that space of allowance, when we're in that space of gratitude, when we're in the space of wondering, truly, I wonder what else would be possible. So that is our super long snippet for the day. And how does it get any better? And on the Telegram group, which is in the link that's beneath us, the link tree, we have some of this stuff in Spanish. I have not put it on YouTube, but it's there if you would like to find the Telegram group. I'm also putting it in the Space of Possibilities Facebook group in Spanish. It just has a different hashtag. Instead of snippets and possibilities, it's hashtag snippets y posibilidades. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being willing to receive, to explore, to melt into a different space of possibilities. Thanks. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.